How you doing, sir?
Just fine, thank you. And I know you are too.
Absolutely. We were briefly discussing something, and I wanted to come back to it because it's so relevant to manifestation and the talks of Neville. But you said that you were having a conversation, and somebody said that what you said sound to them kind of mean. Can you go on and kind of expound on that, please?
Yeah, what I told her was, I said, stop playing games with the truth. Do it or don't do it. That's the whole story. Doesn't it all depend on exactly that? See, there's another open door for you. See, every one of these things we're telling you, it opens the door. And once the door is open, you get to see far beyond natural man-mind reasoning, I assure you. And as startling as it might be, it's there for you. Everyone has the same opportunity. God doesn't play any favorites. To him, it's all the same. You all failed anyway because you're told not one is worthy. So, so that boat sailed. So here's the idea: it's not about worthiness; it's about willingness. That's all there is to it. Are you willing to sit in the silence and discern what it is we're explaining to you? That you have a valid say. You're about saying your valid say. And if you're not enjoying life, well, then you've been saying the wrong thing with the valid say, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I'm so glad that we started off with this because this is one of the challenges that I come across in telling people. We're talking about now. So, of course, now is the appointed hour, but getting people to not only be hearers of the word, but doers of the word. People want to hear Neville's techniques, and they want these techniques by osmosis just to transform their lives, but they don't want to live it out. They don't want to live from the end. So, like I said, this is one of my challenges, and I'm glad that we're discussing it.
Actually, they're afraid. See, that's all it is, fear. In some form or another, you're being fearful. And that makes you vulnerable in many ways you haven't even anticipated yet. You see, God did not give man the spirit of fear. He did not give man the spirit of sickness. We learned these. We were conditioned to these from the outer world and the secondhand land, I call it, because actually it's only new as idea. And what do you want if you're going to have an adventure? A new idea. Well, have a new idea, lovely and of good report, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, how do we overcome the fear that most people seem to be dipped in, as it were?
You're not overcoming fear. Fear's an illusion. It's an illusion on top of an illusion. What are you talking about? How can there be fear? There's only God, right?
Absolutely.
Isn't that what he said? There's only God. And if he doesn't do it, it wasn't done. And you were talking about heaven and hell. Well, he created both, right? Who else? Who else? He created both. And then he gave you choose this day. And it's always this day. It's always this day. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. It's always this day. And you're given to choose, and you are choosing. See, it's not that was it was not questionable whether you choose or not. You are choosing because you're doing what you're doing, and that's what you've been thinking. And if you can actually see where the two come together, you've just learned how to create a new world of experiencing. And it's right there for you to do. As a matter of fact, that was the first thing that you'll just be totally embarrassed when you see it because it was right there in front of you all along. Everything you needed was right. Well, actually, it was even nearer than hands and feet. So, I mean, you can't even lose it. As long as you're walking around, you got it. And it's you operating in actually, when you think about it, there's no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. There's only now. Right here, right now. And you're told now is the appointed hour of desired change. It's telling you, stop screwing around with it. Be it. Do it. It says, no, don't. I tried that for years. That try it. No. See, that's an excuse even before you started for a failure. And you'll use it. I used it very liberally. Oh Lord, I tell you. And the thing of it is, it's all so simple. Don't you understand? Well, wouldn't you figure that if you were going to leave your children a message, you'd make it simple? I mean, if, as important as it is, wouldn't you think so? And he did. He said, as you think you are, you do, you have, you be, on and on throughout the scriptures. It keeps telling you that. And it keeps you reminding you of it. But yet here you are looking on the without. You're out there treading around in secondhand land. Yeah, really. You're not going to get what you want. Oh, you might get momentary blips of okay, but that'll fade just as quickly as the good things that you didn't open and quicken. And that's right there's number one failure. You do hear it. It does come through to you. I know it because now I can see it in retrospect that it was always there. I just, I had too much on my, what you're constantly being bombarded with somebody else's idea of something you were never even thinking about in the first place. And matter of fact, maybe you never even heard of it before. But they're trying to get a few moments of you seeing, feeling, thinking what they're doing. And if they figure, if you see, because they know how mind works, that if you think of something, even for, it doesn't even take a minute. It doesn't even take a minute. You thinking about it, and if it's a negative, it'll start drawing negative to support. See, everything you're thinking is being supported, but positively or negatively. That's. You have to really consider these things. This is not a joke. I mean, we kid around a lot, and laugh a lot, but that's because we feel good. We feel good about what we're doing. We feel good about you being able to hear what adds your message. See, what we literally are is the mailman. We're delivering to you your message. See, but now what you do with it, or you read it. But it is your message. And once you have heard it, that's the wonderful thing about it is that even though you'll forget it, it's still in there because it's recorded. Everything's been recorded since the day you were born. It's all recorded right there. And that, well, actually, that's where usually most of your fear comes from, see, because, and then, people see, do you know what gossip is 90% negative. Think about that. So just having a simple conversation with somebody that maybe you like them, but a simple conversation, and you pick up how they think and feel in the conversation, and because you like them, you might kind of go along with it, and that's what we've always been doing, going along what's going on. But that isn't thinking for self. You see, you know more about what's going on in the world than you know about yourself. I mean, that's kind of looks like you dropped the ball there because, hey, as you think, you are, you do, you have, you be. And Take that for real. The woman, it's like the woman said, I was being forceful. So that's being mean, I guess, to a lot of people. But look, I'm only telling you what was told to me. I didn't make anything up. Certainly didn't make it up. I didn't think in that way, especially. But what happens is that the hunger comes upon you to know first person. I think 99% of what you know is all from secondhand land. You're not considering that all of it had to first come from the mind of man. You see? To be a bridge builder, you have to do it here first. See? Otherwise, you can't get around. You have to use the principle. And you are the principle. Act like it. I mean, it's what it is, isn't it? Aren't we all actors? Isn't that what Shakespeare told us? Actors. This world's the stage and you're acting. But who is asking the questions that you're experiencing? You are. But if you've never caught yourself doing so, then you're not aware that you are doing so because you're doing it secretly to yourself. You're listening to it, actually you do know. I once know that you always knew. And that was the whole fear of it. You were actually asking to take a big step, a change of thought. And yeah, it is kind of radical, seeing how you're going from the negative to the positive, more so. I mean, we all think both. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nobody I know of that dropped off the negative 100%. Sometimes you might even get a smile out of doing it. when the other guy loses, you kind of. It's all self. Anything you're doing to anybody, you're doing to self. Just remember that. It's all. You're told every word that you're speaking has to be accounted for. Come on, yeah, every word. That's right, every word. Yeah, and those words too. Yeah. They have. Well, I'm sure God's heard all of them. But he's not judging. You see, that's the thing of it is that you're always about judging someone, even if it's yourself. And I know people don't understand they're actually judging themselves when they come in for private talk, and in the first 10 or 15 minutes they badmouth themselves. Right, they're making a confession. This is not a confessional here. I not only don't need to know what you do, I even need to know you. This is just good advice I got. I'm passing along to you. And then you have to test it for yourself. You see, I can't do it. I can't do it for you, but I can give you the material to do with. And it's already yours, and you should recognize it when you read it, because I'll tell you, you really will. If you hear it often enough, pretty soon you're going to realize, yeah, wow, all along, here I was struggling. And anytime you're struggling, you're dreaming. So if you're not struggling, you're okay. And I hear all the time, well, every day is a struggle. Yeah. Why did you paint that on the next day? That's what you just did that. You actually painted that on the next day. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So does he. So be he. And that's what you're told to do. Be it. Be it. Not the nonsense, not the negative, but be it. Your dream. Do you have a passion for something? Do you have I mean, well, see, then you're halfway there.
Yeah.
If your desire has become a passion, you just got halfway. Now, open it up and complete it. Be it. What do you do? You're an actor, and this is stage. Right? Wouldn't act out the part. That's how you get the part. I make it sound like a theater. Well, that's what it is. Theater of the mind of imagination. It's all imagination. It's God. I mean, he's dreaming the dream, but the thing of it is, he gave those he's dreaming dream the dream, and that's what you're told. Dream the dream, and you're dreaming the dream, or you're suffering it. What you have dreamed up. And people make their own monsters because they've never caught themselves doing so. Can you say?
Absolutely. You said something a moment ago, and I wanted to touch on it. You said, listen, we're all actors. And often what happens is we believe that we're the role that we're playing.
Yeah, absolutely right. And that was meant to be so that you could experience everything. See, this is well, actually, you are the church. You are the temple of the living God. So it has to be a dream, dreaming the dream. This is a virtual reality, not reality. And that's it. That doesn't make any sense. No, this is a virtual reality. It's what reality is doing through you. See, your world is coming through you. It's not coming to you. And we're told not to judge by appearances. So that means we fool ourselves all the time. I mean, we do. We really go out of our way to fool ourselves and make it look like it was somebody else's fault. Hey, give it up. Give it up, because if you're saying they have the power over you, see, then you're seeing yourself little. And as you see yourself, that's how you act. That's how you experience life, because you're always thinking ahead of your evidence. You're experiencing life. You're always thinking ahead of it. If you can ever connect what you're doing with what you thought before you doing it, you just found out how cause desired change. And that's what everybody's really looking for. Can you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Desired change. Oh, there's always going to be change. No doubt about it. But I mean, are there going to be an acceptable change? A desired change? See, because if you don't get involved, then you just take what you get. Someone else will be choosing for you. That's what I'm telling you. You either think for yourself or someone else will do the thinking for you. And it rarely works out well. Everything I'm telling you first person, present tense experiencing. So this isn't anything I made up. This is the experiences I actually went through. See, and because I did, I know how silly they are. As you become more and more awake, you see more and more the silliness of people, and that's not judgment. I mean, it's factual. I'm just sharing with you what I've actually experienced, and then you'll kind of find yourself kind of moving away from the man mind reasoning idea, because they what is it? A little knowledge is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, they have a little knowledge, but it's a little twisted, and and uh, and it kind of hurts everybody, because you see, you're going along with drama, man, the play of humanity. Well, actually, you've been conditioned to it since day one. I mean, in one way or another, smack you on the butt right off the bat, get you crying, see? And then right away, I tell you, so many people in this world are crying. It's a choice. I'm telling you, it's a choice. You were given choose this day. It's a choice. And I know I repeat things over and over, but what I'm repeating to you is actually your message. And I keep repeating it so you remember it just a little bit. But if I can get you to open and quicken, then we're on the road, burning rubber. Yeah. And once that happens, man, you're in the race. Yeah. But it's not a hurry thing. See? And no, I'm not asking you to go out and study anything. No, it's all already here. If you would feel it, it comes alive, because you're paying attention to it. Is the life of whatever idea you're paying attention to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what it sounds like. Yeah, it's true. And you see, the thing of it is, you don't have to take my word for anything. It's all right here already, right where you are. I mean, if God's with me, He's with you. And if He's with you, well, I mean, it's God. And so all the knowledge is right there. And He says, if you turn to me, I'll turn to you. But it's only a one turning. So the ball's always in your court. It's your serve. Serve yourself. Know yourself. Really feel the self that you are, not the one you're playing. Believe me, there's a big difference. Can you say?
Absolutely. Going back to, you said choose. And like I said earlier about the choosing and the roles that we're playing, many people think that the roles that they're currently playing is fixed. But of course, at any moment, they can choose a different role.
Any moment, the moment can change it for you. Maybe because things happen and you're always surprised by them. But you see, if you were watching what you were thinking ahead of your evidence, then it wouldn't be a surprise to you. And so you're not thrown off. You're able to make a better decision because you stayed conscious. Okay? Yeah, it's really easy to be unconscious. Yeah, it really is. See, actually, that's what the Walking Dead is.
Yeah.
In Scripture, you're just asleep. You know, they give you all of that, but you do. We do it pretty good. I mean, we feel our way along pretty good. Uh, but it's always better. It's always much more. And you see this. What you understand is after a while you understand it's just levels of understanding, and it just starts building and building and build. If as long as you're focused, as long as you're focused on the ideas, they build and build and build the best ideas. All you have to do is just stay focused on it. Something gets your attention. See, what did Jesus say? All that come before me are thieves and robbers, because they're taking his attention. They're saying, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord," and all they'd have to do is just be quiet, and they'd all be healed. It's their own thinking that's a shield against their getting saved. Can you grab that one?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And salvation, of course, whatever it is that you want. So whatever it is that you're looking for, that's your salvation. So your own thinking, as Mr. Lindell just stated, is keeping you away from your salvation.
It says, if a man would order his conversations aright, he would be shown salvation. That's the answer to everything. The salvation is you want this and you get this. So you got saved. You wanted that, you got that, you got saved. See, and he's all things to all. So you can't even ask for something he can't supply you with. So why wouldn't you discipline this mind a little? Because you can get into all the different departments of mind and just straighten them up. You can do that. You actually, it's a doable. And when I say it's a doable, because it's a doable for everyone. It was a given. See, you were given. Choose better than the best. What are you choosing? Are you experiencing better than the best? Then you've been choosing it. And if you're not, there you are. See, the answers are absolutely so simple and spelled out for you in scripture, but you see the personalities, you see the people, and you miss the essence of the messages. And see, the church is like you see playing with the images of all those stories, because then they keep you coming back. See, if you really heard one of these talks, I have told you salvation's trail for everyone. That's the first revelation I had, was that it's for everyone. That there's nobody to look up to or down to. All the same, because they all have the same ingredients within. Jesus and his Father. So the three of you are always together. But you got to recognize it. See, you have to claim who you are. You're claiming you're this for the moment, right now, but you can claim different. I mean, as a kid, what you do? You dream you're Superman, you dream, Superwoman, and all of these things. You see, the only thing is that correct feeling with it, because you haven't experienced it yet. As you get older, you have it, but then you use it for the wrong thing. That's all. Remember, I'm telling you this from experience. It didn't come from study, because I didn't do that kind of thing. I heard it was valuable, but let me tell you something. One of these talks is equal to college education, if you'll feel up through it, if you'll open it and quicken it. It's worth a 4-year college. Throw in business school too. Look, you are your business. You're running a good business. People don't realize they're actually their business.
Absolutely.
See, because you always hear about, you got to get a license for this and a license for. You got the license. You got the word of God. He's telling you, choose this day. Certainly you can choose better. I mean, I'm certain. Will you always tell your kids how to do better? Don't you take your own advice? See, I had a big problem with that. I could tell you all of this and get lost in it in man mind reasoning myself, and I still do occasionally.